All right. Well, welcome to today's Irish Tech News podcast. I'm joined by Keron Bascombe. He is from the Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
Tech4Agri, Technology for Agriculture, is your organization that you have back in the Trinidad and Tobago. Tell me a little bit about what you guys do.
Okay, so Tech4Agri started off as a blog, and it was really meant to help young persons in the agriculture and food sector and science sectors in the Caribbean to find access to updated information about agriculture and also to motivate them to stay in the industry. These young persons have a genuine interest in the sector and they do not have a stable support system. So we are here to really help them, to motivate them, to keep them going. And we think we are doing something very important because these same young persons in one way or another will contribute to our food system. The same food system that we all rely upon for our lives. We need to eat. So we think we are really doing something that is extremely important, and we are using mobile journalism to do this. So we have a blog, we have a web series, we have other projects ongoing. We have services in social media consultancy and mobile journalism training, and it's all geared towards agri-youth, as we hashtag, or persons who are running a business, a small business, an agribusiness, or a small food enterprise or innovation or anything along those lines. And really to help those young people find a career, whether it be in science or some other type of field that has a relation. If you really trace it back, everything is really relevant to the food and agriculture industry. It is the world's oldest and biggest industry. It's a gold mine. It will never end because we need to eat. And if there's one thing humans do, they eat and they procreate. So we will always need food, and we will always have many young people. So why not put them together?
Well, especially in the Caribbean, since you're talking about smaller islands, you don't have vast plains of land to work with. You need to be smart with the way that you grow food.
True, and unfortunately that is just not the case.
Yeah.
There's a lot of problems with the sector, chronic problems that these young people are not only are they facing problems of their future and not knowing what the future is like, but they are also by default inheriting the problems from the previous generation. There's issues with respect to excessive pesticide use, and there's always issues with respect to housing versus agricultural lands, and the fact that in my country in particular we have oil and gas. So the agriculture sector is one of the smallest sectors and is kind of dying basically. But that is not the case for other Caribbean islands where they depend on the sector as well as their tourism and their e-commerce services. And again, these can all be interconnected, they're relatable in some way. So it's really trying to bring the sector up, because in terms of technology, some technologies are slow to be adopted.
And by all means, using mobile journalism, we're at Mojocon, of course. Using mobile journalism is a way to tell those stories and maybe encourage and keep kids wanting to stay in the agriculture sector.
Definitely, we definitely focus on our major topics: our technology, innovation, and climate change, and successes in agriculture, so we can really motivate. And even with our very limited resources and the few pieces of equipment that we are able to keep people interested. We have a following, we have engagement. I'm watching on my Instagram today, all of the footage and stuff that I posted from Mojocon. Instagram specifically says it's being liked and followed faster than, X percent, 70 something percent or 80 something percent of your other things. So the more active we are, the more we contribute, the more we keep putting content that is relatable out there and usable, the more we think we can assist these young persons, and by default assist everyone, because it's not just a Trinidad issue or Caribbean issue, it's a global issue. Fortunately, Tech4Agri we've been around since 2011, and we've had a number of awards. Each year we've won an award, at least one, and so that has resulted in quite a number of travels. And we have gone from a one-person team, one-man band, to an 8-person team with some persons in other islands in the Caribbean. So it's really that we are growing, and we are really at the cusp of the next step in the business life, and we basically need investment. to really become that sustainable business that we would like to be now.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. And then you obviously came all the way over. How long was the trip to get from home to Galway?
It was really long. Usually it's you have to go to some other continent before you get to where you want to go. So I went from Trinidad. There was a pit stop in St. Lucia, and then on to London, Gatwick, and then after I had a quick connection, and I went to Amsterdam because my flight was booked early, so I have to go to Amsterdam after this event. So it was like I had to take an extra flight.
Oh my goodness.
Usually it's just 2, but now I had to take an extra one. So I had another layover, then the flight from Dublin from Amsterdam to Dublin, and then I had to take a bus from Dublin to Galway. So I left on Wednesday at 5:35, and I got here Thursday at 12:30. in the morning.
Oh,
12:30 a.m.
That is a long day.
Yeah, it was a long day.
Well, so what else are you hoping to accomplish and get out of these conferences that you're attending while you're in?
Well, definitely first of all, we need to keep ourselves up to date. As I mentioned before, the agriculture sector back home, only some farmers have access to, the general machinery, tractors and these different types of things. Not all the farmers have access to it, not all producers. And then there are so many other types of stakeholders, primarily ours, which are agri-youth. So we just want to make sure that whatever we are doing, it is up to date with the rest of the world. We do not want to be behind the times, and it is really frustrating because things like technology and innovations and building cooperatives and business and these types of entrepreneurship, these types of things are the best things that could happen to agriculture. It's proven that things like ICTs and technologies improve the sector, and it's something that is just almost absent in the Caribbean region. It's very frustrating. You have this pushback for whatever reason, and the thing is, we are trying to help. It's really, really frustrating. So out of these conferences, we try to stay up to date, know what is going on. We are doing mobile journalism. We need to then pass that on to everyone else. And we also use it as an opportunity to network, and that has been a big thing for us as a very small startup on an island that you cannot see on the map of the world. Networking is extremely important, and it has allowed us to do a lot of things and to get support. Not financial support, but like backing, like recommendations and things like that. So apart from networking and whatnot, we are also still looking for that financial support. But it's difficult for us to go to an investor because the investor needs numbers. And our primary goal, I'm being honest, our primary goal is not profits. I want to make an income, yes, I want to have a livelihood. But our primary goal is to help these young persons. Profits after. Right? So we're going to become a non-profit so that we can earn revenue, so that we can earn income to support the people who are working on our team. Really, they themselves are our target market as young people in agriculture. They've all done something related to the sector, and I want to see them grow. So the business grows, they grow, the other agri-youth grows, and in turn the agriculture sector grows, and in turn everyone eats. It's, for me, it's like I can see the end, I can see how it works, but it's that's not going to fly with an investor. So we've been looking for grants or anything along those lines. We've been applying to a lot of them, a lot of overnights. The deal as entrepreneurs, we burn the candle at both ends. So it's something that we are just determined and we'll keep moving forward with. If, despite our efforts, we don't get a grant, we'll be relying on our services, which we are providing right now, and building on that and building the stability that we need. So we are on track, I think. I hope.
Well, where can people find you guys?
So it's Tech4Agri.com with the number 4, and then you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Tech4Agri.
ARGI.
Yeah.
AGRI.
That.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it, and thank you guys for joining us. please like, subscribe, and share.